Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jacob from O-Town, and you're listening to my boy, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with David Duane, your one and only rock star on the mic, my fierce wings. Yes. Right here and right now, we've got our boy, Jacob from O-Town. Now, if you guys don't know the group O-Town, Liquid Dreams, All or Nothing, hello, you guys have been under a rock since the 2000s. You need to come back up to speed. Research O-Town because they're back. They've been back for a couple of years now, and Jacob's here with us. What's going on, man?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Sitting outside in San Diego. It's a beautiful day. Nothing to complain about.
Absolutely. Well, that's definitely a good thing. And gotta say, it's definitely such an honor to have you. Like I told you before we got started, I've been a fan of you guys since like when I heard you guys were coming back. I was like, fucking
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. We wouldn't have done it without people wanting us to come back, you know.
Right. And let me ask you, because for those who aren't familiar, you guys are now down to 4. How was, the transition, just, going from 5 to 4 and really getting used to it being more tighter?
It was actually kind of easy. I say that because we had been on a break for like 10 years. So getting back together, you didn't feel the missing member because we weren't rehearsed. We hadn't had that 5th member for 10 years. When we got back together, it kind of felt normal. I mean, obviously there was a guy missing in the room, but when we got to work, it opened up because we are 5 soloists. So now we've got one less person allows for more parts for the rest of us. So I think it was like a good, bad situation. But as we've moved on, we've developed as 4. So the band feels tight like it is now.
Absolutely. And I mean, the sound sounds very tight too. I really love the edginess that you guys are really bringing when it comes to the pop scene, especially with the album, Lines and Circles. Like, what was it like getting into the studio and with the other guys and, coming up with this sound?
It was still at the beginning because we kept asking ourselves, what does O-Town sound like in 2015 or 14 at the time? And then we had to get away from that question because it sounds like whatever we sound like. We were like trying to fit into what people expected. And once we worked on Skydive and kind of found where all of our voices kind of fit, it wasn't that far off from what we were doing, but it's more mature and we were more hands-on. We wrote 60% of the record, we edited, did the art design. It was really a product of us this time.
Right. And it's a good thing that you mentioned that, because I know that you guys, while being away, you guys, some of you got degrees, you got a business degree. Dan is got a degree in graphic design. How do you feel like, being able to take what you guys did individually while, on hiatus, really makes it such a whole now?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it the way we're doing it if we didn't go to school and have those experience parts. Because Dan takes the lead and does all of our graphic design and artwork, takes our direction, but makes it happen from the website to the T-shirts, album cover. And then again, like you said, business degree. I went to school and did that, and with the experience combined with, how the business world works, how to make a prospectus and things that people are used to looking to. Now we can take this, look at it like a company, and we pick it up where it was left off, but to our own devices. We don't have that big team anymore. We are the team. The ideas come from us. We make it happen. So it's a whole other level of satisfaction you get from building it and being a part of every aspect,
Definitely, because you guys are like, out of all the bands, because you guys were one of 3. The first one is the first group coming from the brand of making the band. Danny the King came back, Day 2016 came back, but you guys really took it to a full extent, and you guys excel. Love those groups to death, but you guys really, really beat it out the park. Was it difficult to kind of keep everything together during the process, or was it just rather easy?
Well, it's always difficult. You got 5 personalities trying to tour and come to an agreement, but I think what we had on our team that made us strong was Clive Davis in our corner. I mean, he taught us what we know. And his team is just, he sets the standard. So we got to learn from the best. He executive produced both of our records, just sitting with him and listening to how he was picking songs, what he was listening for, how he orchestrate the record, which songs in what order. And he really just taught us everything. So as much as we wanted control back then, I'm glad he didn't give it to us, because that's where we learned most of what we know now. Now, as adults, we can go back in with what we learned and try it on our own.
That's most definitely important. And, straight out the gate, when you guys, announced being back together as a group, you guys, get the ball back with Duane. Duane has always been such an amazing thing that you guys did. What was the, rehearsal process like, bringing in the new music mixed with, the classic hits?
Yeah, we started like, are we going to do all this choreography we used to do? Because I don't feel like dancing that much. much. So we kind of went through the old stuff and picked out the more memorable moves that we kept and simplified it. So it's more fun. It's not a whole choreographed show anymore. When we do get together and dance, it makes the moment, but it's not fully choreographed. There's a lot of free moments and a lot more goofing around, focusing on our personalities, like how we are together as a group, like this fraternity we have, and exposing that a little bit more, just how we interact with each other. A lot more goofing around, and then we get to the new stuff. So it's great seeing them sing along to that as well. And then we put in some mashups and some fun covers that keeps the show a little different. And then we get to the party. So it's much more lighthearted and more of a fun time than it used to be. We're enjoying it.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that from all the videos that I see on YouTube, and then the performances that you guys done, with presence like that. And, it's definitely, it just seems like an amazing show. Like you guys have always been amazing with that. So I'm just glad that you guys really, made it simpler, less dancing. Cause when you get older, or when you're doing stuff that's more feel good and it's edgy, what's the need for dancing? Like you just want people to really be able to feel and connect, especially in the lane of pop music.
Absolutely. Well, there's the balance between the ballads, because those are our biggest songs are the ballads, and they love that. They connect to that. That's like high school prom and all the things, the memories they have. But we play for an hour and a half. So if we did all ballads, it would probably get a little slow. And, we make sure their blood is flowing in between the ballads.
And how would you say the fans have been, new and old fans have been responding to the record Skydive? Because that's an amazing single that you guys have.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's amazing what you just said, too, because we expected just to go out and see the old fans, and it's amazing how many new fans are coming. They call themselves Skydivers because they came on late. That was their first song they caught. But it feels good to be relevant to the younger kids, too. And a lot of our fans, they're 24 to 35, I guess, around this time. And so we get to go out and drink with them and listen to the stories they can tell from them being young and chasing the bus and all those funny stories. Sometimes we remake the pictures we took 15 years ago when they were like 10 years old. So it's been fun reconnecting, because now we're adults. We can laugh at what it was. They actually know what Liquid Dreams means. They can give us good critiques in the show, and kind of change the whole vibe for us. Much more connected to our fans than we used to be. Just the age allows,
Yeah, definitely. Because at that time when you guys first came out, I was definitely in elementary. So now, reliving and being able to see you guys, perform the new music and then the old hits. So I'm like, woo! Yeah,
people they erupt when like We Fit Together, a Girl, and like those old ones come out. The biggest difference is now, instead of being like crying and snotty glitter face, now they're just drunk.
Right, they're drunk, they're bliss, they're really feeling the vibe of it.
Yep, everybody loves reliving those old days.
Absolutely. So now you guys are getting ready to go on tour with 98 Degrees, Ryan Cabrera, Dream, like the Y2K. So how are you feeling about that tour? Because that's going to be a hot summer tour.
I'm stoked, man. It's like this old fraternity we have, and the Dream Girls, they were like 16 when we were all touring together. And 98, we knew each other, but not well. We did the Dead 7 movie with Jeff, so we kind of made friends there. And like right away, the announcement party, everybody's joking around, cracking beers, ready for a good summer. It's going to be funny because half the tour is adult, like husbands, wives, and children. And then my side of the tour is still single and ready to party. So it's going to be fun to have this dichotomy on the road, two different ways of doing it.
Right. But you know what? I know you guys are definitely going to be able to, really fuse it together so that all of your fans are like, you know what? This was a great show. We got to go to the next city and the next 2-3 cities, because it was a hell of a show.
Yeah, we've already had fans email us saying they bought tickets to all 37 shows. So it's going to be a crazy summer. Yep.
That is amazing.
We're ready for a wild one, man.
That's amazing. And I love the fact that we're talking about connecting with fans, because, the time that you guys first came out, there wasn't a such thing as social media. So now in this day and age, social media is here. What are your thoughts on social media and like how, interactive you have to be with the fans on there and how impactful it is when comes to the brand?
Well, all of the above. It's, you have to do it. It's impactful. It is branding. That's like your quickest way to reach out, and your image and everything that you're trying to portray. We didn't have it. It's funny because people go, why are your numbers so small on social media? I'm going, man, when our band broke up, there wasn't even MySpace yet. So all our social media numbers are from the last 2 years. We're trying to rebuild it, and that's the way we reconnect. Literally daily, we have people texting us or messaging us saying, I know it. We had no idea you guys were back together. So that's been a good way for us to reconnect. And we were used to the reality shows. We're used to like having everything exposed. Now instead of people following you with cameras, you're kind of taking your own pictures. So it's cool, man. I just got onto Snapchat, which I know I'm a late bloomer, but I'm having fun with it.
Man, I was a late bloomer on it too, and I'm still learning. I'm like, why do I gotta hold the button? Why can't I just press it once and can I get more than 10 seconds? Can I get 12 so I can say a complete thought?
I just learned how to swipe right and get all those fun filters everybody's getting. I was like, oh, my world just opened up.
Oh, man.
I'm a newbie,
you know
man.
What the funny thing is about those filters with me? Sometimes they just don't work. Like I'll press my finger and it won't do. Like the dog ears, I've seen that sometimes. I'm like, please, I just want to be like looking like a silly dog for one moment.
I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah, that one's crazy, and they're always updated it with crazy filters, so I'm always surprised to see what they do. Just in general with social media, they just it's constantly changing and revamping every single day. Like Instagram just had a whole new update.
I know, we don't even text anymore. We just send emojis. You know what I mean.
Right. It's like emojis. It's like, okay, I know what that means. And then, you just take the picture.
Yeah, I know how you're feeling. I know what you're saying through one picture. Then there's those people that send 20, and then I get all confused.
Right. And it's like, where's your emotions? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you bipolar? Like, what are you dealing with?
Yeah, man. I'm like in high school years. That's where we would text with like pagers, and you'd have to write words with numbers. Yeah. I just dated myself, but yeah.
You dated us both, because I don't think kids nowadays, the younger generation, would not even know what that was like, or sidekicks and all that other stuff.
No way. I know. I don't even feel that old, and everything changed this quickly. Poor kids. They don't know what it's like.
They never will. And let me ask you, you guys, even though you guys have this latest album out, are you guys working on a new album, or are you guys more so just focus on, continuing to tour and build the brand?
Well, we're talking about new music because, we've got the tour for the summer planned, and then after we've got a little bit of a break. So it'd be perfect time to get in the studio. I'm actually in the studio now writing for that, possibly, just trying to put down tracks and get ahead of it. Because before, the last time, we literally went to the studio and we had 6 weeks to turn in an album. So, and I love the album. I love what we came up with. But now we've got a little more time if we want to do another one to sift through some more songs and develop it even further.
Right. And how long would you say, like, the process of working on this recent project was?
Well, we did one song, Skydive, and then they picked up the album right after. So we went in about 6 weeks. I think after mix, everything was about 6 to 8 weeks by the time we started till we had it finished. And at that point, we had no songs really written. There was only a couple songs written, so we kind of just went to work. We had writing sessions with partners, got in the studio, I was really impressed and proud of us what we were able to put together in 2 months.
Definitely. Let me tell you, I was just impressed, like, how guys just really, first of all, made the announcement, did it announce, your tour dates, and, kept it consistent throughout, these 2 years, and then, like, really just put out a full body of work and keeping it consistent, because, a lot of artists don't do that. Groups and all.
I appreciate you saying that, man. We put we literally put the whole 2 months into it. That's all we were thinking about and doing. And it was fun. We got to be creative together again and do songs like we kept saying, this doesn't sound like O-Town. This doesn't sound like O-Town. We had to break that and just write. If we're writing this, then it is O-Town. So let's do it. We came up with songs like Playing with Fire or Rewind that was way outside of the box for us, but those are the best songs live, that energy.
Right. I have seen that the energy with Playing with Fire has been very electrifying, and I was just about to ask about that record, because that's my favorite
Thanks,
song.
Man. I wrote that one. I appreciate you saying that.
What was the inspiration behind that when you wrote that song?
That one was a girl that I used to date in another city, so if you listen to those lyrics, it's kind of like the things went bad, but each time you go back to that city and you see them, or they're in the room and you can just feel their presence, and all those emotions start flooding back, and you think about the good times and you forget about all the bad times. So that line, "You got me playing with fire," is you got me basically interested in you again, even though I know deep down nothing ever good happened.
Right. Wow.
That's
strong message.
Yep. I think most people can relate to that.
I just had to take a deep to think about a situation that I went through. And
you always love them, but you shouldn't go back to them.
Right. Sometimes it's a gift and a curse.
Yep. Absolutely. It's hard letting go. So we just write songs about it. That's the best we can do.
Most definitely. And when it comes to just writing songs overall for yourself or for the group, where do you draw inspiration mostly?
I have to have it be emotional. I always say it either has to make me want to dance or want to cry, one or the other. I don't want a song just to bob your head and drive to, as good as those are, but I want you to want to get out of your seat and dance. And if it's not something that makes you want to move, it should be something that's pulling on your emotions another way. That's really like my MO. I want it to be emotional. So I keep, if I'm writing something and I come back to it and I feel a little bored, then I mess with the tempo. Either give it a good pocket or just scrap it all together, because I don't need anything that just sits there.
Right. No, I hear you, because I'm an artist as well. So for me, when I write, I'm like, it has to be something that's really something. I don't want something that's just going to sit there and be like, oh, well, it was a great idea, but it's just not something that can be worked with.
Yeah, we're writing right now, and I keep reiterating that we don't want to write the chords first and then write melodies to them, because then they lock us in. Like, let's just focus on the drums and the melody. And if we can make that interesting, then everything else put around it's great. But I don't want to be locked into the chords that we come up with, or locked into making a change because mathematically you're supposed to. If it feels good, just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. I try to tell them exactly that. It feels good. Keep it right there. But that's the absolute truth when it comes to songwriting. And I think that people needed to just hear that, because there's a lot of people that want to be artists, that want to do pop music, that want to do rock music, that want to do country, want to do R&B, but they don't understand that when it comes to really, writing a song, you got to go with what's within. Don't go out the layer. Go with what's in, what feels real.
Yep, and I get the best performance or the best songs out of just writing the drums. If the drums feel good, you don't need a key. You just kind of start scatting, and you know in your mind where the melody should go. And if you have chords there, sometimes you try and match that instead of just being free with it.
Absolutely. So, Jacob, on this tour, what cities are you looking forward to performing? Because I know you guys did a lot of touring. What cities are you looking forward to?
Well, the big ones, our biggest shows are always L.A., New York, Philly, Pittsburgh, Boston comes strong. But I'm really, really excited about Nashville, too, because we're playing the Ryman Theater, the original Opry. I've seen shows there. I've always wanted to play there, but it's kind of like just a weird route for a pop show. But that venue is going to be perfect for this tour.
Right. That definitely is. And that's an amazing venue. I've seen it.
Yeah, man, it's so cool. They still have church pews, like wooden church pews for the seats. It's awesome.
I love venues like that actually keep the original structure. Like, so it's so rare that a lot of them have that. Or I say that some of them have that. Nowadays they just re-renovate. It's like, hey, what was good was good. Why are you trying to change it? It's like
exactly. It's just put some lipstick on it. That's going to be a great one just because of their history there. And then the Mixtape Festival in Hershey, Pennsylvania, we're playing with New Kids, Boys to Men, Paul Abdul. So that's going to be off the chain because that's going to be a stadium. It's going to be a really big show.
Right.
The whole summer, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make it to that one in the Atlantic City show. I haven't decided.
Awesome.
But I'm like, I got to hit them both. I mean, it's worth it. I need pop music in my life. Too much R&B and...
Yeah, well, you let me know, man, because those are going to be fun nights. Some of the best ones on the tour.
It definitely is. Because like you said, Philly always has a great turnout. New Jersey, the whole tri-state area here, it's just like they've been loyal to the fan base for a while. And for me being a fan from that time, I definitely see it through my eyes. Feel like they don't play no games.
Yeah. Well, we spend a lot of time up there, and they definitely come strong. We've done matinees in Philly on Sundays and almost sold the place out at TLA both times. So I love it there. And I love playing matinees because then at night we get to party in the city.
Right.
Philly cheesesteaks, all that.
Where do you guys go to, Jim's or Gino's?
Both. This last time I found something else, though. It was like right by the venue. And every time I go somewhere, they tell me to try another place. So I'm still on this search for the best Philly. They keep telling me there's more spots to try.
There definitely is. There's so many different places. I still haven't figured out which one is the best myself. I'm from the area. So I'm always like, let's try it.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Well, Jacob, thanks so much for this interview. Definitely appreciated, chatting with you about the music, the tour coming up, and looking forward to it because, you guys have been killing it, and I'm just really excited for y'all.
My pleasure, Dave. Thanks for making the time, and we'll catch up when we get out east.
Absolutely. So before we have you do a drop for us, tell everybody where they can, follow you guys on social media, even follow your personal pages too.
What's up, everyone? This is Jacob Underwood with the band O-Town. Go ahead and follow us at O-Town Official or at OTownOfficial.com and Jacob Underwood 7 if you're looking for me. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jacob from O-Town, and you're listening to my boy, David Duane.